Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am finally sharing something again for my save file. I feel like it has been so long because we've had the Moschino stuff and I've done a couple of random builds, but today I am building a house in Strangerville for my save file, and this is for the Eclectic Arts household. This is a really fun household that came with that pack. They are 3 Sims that live together, and I think they're all roommates. At first I was thinking that 2 of them were a couple, but then they all have the acquaintance relationship. I mean, most Sims do pre-made Sims in the game, unfortunately, are only acquaintances even when they're supposed to be friends. But I was thinking that there was a couple here because there was only 2 bedrooms, so I thought that 2 of them shared a room. But I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what was going on with that because none of them are in a relationship. So I decided to give them each their own room. So this is a 3-bedroom and 4-bathroom build, I think. Yeah, I think it does have 4 bathrooms. So you could definitely have another bedroom if you would like to, because yeah, there's tons of space. 4 bathrooms is totally not necessary, but that's what I decided to do in this build. That way they each had their own bathroom. Yeah, like I said, totally not necessary, but it's definitely always helpful to have more bathrooms in the game because Sims, it seems like they're always needing to use the bathroom. But here you can see the shape of the build is starting to come together. This build was inspired by a house I saw in real life, and it looks very similar to it, so I will put a picture of it here on screen so you guys can see what I was looking at. I thought this house was really cool, and I thought it would look nice here in Strangerville. And each of these homes that I'm doing in this plateau fancier part, I always forget what this neighborhood is called, but this is the fancier part of Strangerville up on the plateau. It's very green and lush up here. There are amazing views of the desert. Like, this area is so pretty. But each of the houses up here have their own color scheme. So the first one that I did was a pink and purple Victorian house, and then I forget which one was next. It was either the yellow and blue one that you can see behind this one, or it was the red and cream one that I built for the mayor and his wife on the biggest lot in this neighborhood. I think it's the biggest one anyways. The other one that I have left might be as big as that lot. It's a pretty big one, but that one I have left to do, and then this whole neighborhood is completely finished. I'm not sure exactly what color scheme I'm going to go for that one, so if you guys have any ideas, let me know, because all of them have been based on the dormer windows. I was wanting to use the dormer windows on each one of these builds, but unfortunately they only come with the black roof swatch, and I didn't think black would work here, so I decided not to use it, but only use it for the inspiration for the color scheme. And I absolutely love this color scheme. And lately I've been so obsessed with using a lot of these orangey woods, and so I just couldn't help but do it here. The green isn't the same green that's in the dormer window. I think it's a little bit lighter, and that one's a bit of a darker green. I think there actually might be a couple of them that are in this orange and green color. I don't know. I'm absolutely obsessed with it though. I think it's very pretty. I used a lot of this orangey wood throughout the entire build. At the time of building this, which was about a week ago, I was really feeling like this orangey wood. I think I did like 1 or 2 other interiors with that same color, maybe just one. I don't know. I was really trying to hold back, but for whatever reason, everything I was building, I wanted to use the orange woods. I think it's very pretty, and I'll try to hold off for a while and maybe revisit it later. Maybe when we get closer to Halloween, because I feel like this orange wood would be really nice for Halloween too, especially with the green. Like, I'm excited to build some Halloween builds and so excited for Realm of Magic. Speaking or talking about Halloween reminded me of that pack. I cannot wait to see a trailer, some like teasers, anything. I wish they still did like the teaser trailers. Those were really fun. I miss them a lot. But yeah, I can't wait for that pack. I can't wait to see the items, the gameplay, the world. Like, I think it's going to be a really exciting pack. I hope it lives up to it, but game packs are some of my favorite packs in game. I feel like they always have like so many new items and gameplay features. Like, I feel like they're always really like well-rounded packs, and I'm not really sure why they are. Maybe it's like has to do with like the team that works on them, because I think different people work on stuff packs, then expansions, then game packs. But whatever they're doing for game packs, I am all on board. They're always like some of my favorites, and I can't wait to see like the world that comes in that pack. Like, I assume that it comes with a world. I don't think we would get a magical themed pack without getting a magical world to go along with it. I would be very disappointed. I think that would be such a sad thing. It would be such a lost opportunity. Oh, that makes me sad thinking about it. Hopefully it comes with the world I expect it to. Yeah, I just can't wait to see it. It's going to be very, very exciting. But here you can see I have finished the shape of the build. I'm moving on to the interior. I wanted to get the interior sorted out before I did all of the landscaping, and I went ahead and like did all of the furnishings as well. So I go back to the landscaping at the end of the video, which isn't what I necessarily like to do. I do like to finish the entire exterior before I decorate the interior, but for whatever reason, the day I was building this, I felt like doing the entire interior and then going back to the exterior. But here I am just working out the bathroom situation. I wanted to have a downstairs bathroom and a laundry room. So I was thinking about making that little square room, either a bathroom or a tiny laundry room, and then making this one or the other. But this room just felt so big. I did think about turning it into an office for a little while and then putting the washer and dryer somewhere else. But I don't know, I just decided to split that room into two. You'll see that later on. And then here on the upstairs, there's of course the 3 bedrooms. There's 3 bathrooms up here. And there's also this open area that I make like a game room. And I think that's really cool, especially since this household is all roommates. I wanted there to be somewhere they could like hang out and play games together and really like enjoy each other's company. And I really like that idea. I also really liked using this tile that came with vampires. I thought it was so pretty in here. Like the colors I thought worked perfectly. It's Victorian, and I was just really happy to use it here because I don't use that tile a whole lot because the pattern doesn't always work in a lot of builds, but for this one I thought it worked perfectly. And I wanted each of the rooms to have their own colors. I think I do switch them up later on, but I kind of struggled a little bit with wallpapers in this build. You'll see here, especially trying to figure out the wallpaper that I wanted to use in the main part of the house. I try so many different options. I just really couldn't find one that I liked. I wanted to go for something that was a bit more neutral and easier to decorate and not like a crazy pattern. So I ended up going with like a light beigey color. I think one that came from vampires. So if you look at it in the right light, there's a little bit of pattern and texture to it, but I felt like this just worked nicely for most of the build. In that one room, I was going to use that wallpaper with the bats, and I meant to place it in another spot in the build because I didn't end up leaving it in there, but I totally forgot. So maybe I will update a part of the house to have that wallpaper because I thought it'd be kind of fun. But here I am starting to decorate the kitchen. I absolutely love the way this kitchen turned out. I think it's a really unique shape, like compared to some of my kitchens. I mean, I've definitely done, I think, a kitchen shape like this, but I felt like it looked different, and I decided to use these countertops that came from vampires. I don't use them a whole lot. I'm not really sure why, because they're really pretty, but for whatever reason, I don't think about using them a whole lot. But this time, I thought they worked so nicely because they came in this orangey wood. I think the reason I don't use them a whole lot is because there's only 3 swatches. So if you're not using the colors that work for, you know, that particular color swatch, they're a little bit harder to use. They're not as versatile. So I really would love to see them updated with more colors. I think most of the countertops, especially the simplest base game ones, the cheapest countertops from base game, I want more swatches of those so bad. Like so bad. But over here I'm placing a side table. Here in just a moment, I actually replace it for that radio that came with Get Famous, I believe. This one right here, it's a little bit mid-century, so it's kind of a different style, but I thought it worked really nice in here. It was kind of, I felt like eclectic, which suits the eclectic arts household kind of nicely. And I just had a lot of fun decorating this house. I wasn't going for like too eclectic. I did want it to look a little bit put together because I was just having so much fun decorating in this style. Oh, I should mention that clock that I just put there on the wall. It blocks the archway, so I'm going to move it when I upload this to the gallery, and it's not going to look as good because I tried moving it when I was taking the screenshots like a little bit off center, but I didn't like it for the screenshot, so I put it back. But it blocks the archway. I have no idea why, because it sits flat against the wall. It shouldn't block anything when you walk past it. It makes no sense to me. So the routing, I think, on that is totally screwed up. I don't think it makes any sense. So I will have to move it. So if it looks a little bit uncentered, that's because to get the sim to walk through the archway, it needs to be moved. And I was really disappointed about that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but when it's not centered, it looks a little bit strange. So I didn't want to keep it there for the screenshot. So I thought I'd mention that to you guys in case you download this and Not that you really care about the placement of the clock, but maybe you do. I don't know. So I thought I'd mention that to you guys. But I forget what I was talking about. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, decorating for the style. So the family is an like eclectic, artistic household. They each have like their own kind of artistic theme to them or something that they're into. So the first bedroom that I decorate is for, what is her name? Leslie Holland. She is unemployed. I think actually all of these Sims are unemployed, and they've all came into some inheritance. I'm not saying that word correctly. Inheritance. Either way, they came into some money from their parents and they bought this old house, and I think that's kind of cool. I think I will definitely give them each a job because I want my Sims to have careers and stories and those types of things. But she has pretty high skills in comedy, logic, and programming, and she wants to be a writer. And she is also a goofball, she's a geek, a bookworm, and she's infected. So along with the whole Strangerville thing, the whole storyline, she is infected. So she has like the crazy bugged out eyes and she twitches and all of those kinds of things that comes along with being infected. And yeah, I decided to decorate her room very kind of feminine, very girly and soft. I used a lot of pinks in there, and I think that's because I was inspired by her sweater, and I think she's really cute. I gave her a makeover the other day, and I gave her kind of this like hippie boho style, and I think it's really fun. And it's not the first style that I would think of for somebody that maybe is a geek or a goofball. I feel like it's not that stereotypical look that I would automatically think to give a person like that. So I think it's really fun, and I absolutely love the way she turned out. I think she's so cute, and I gave her a different hair. I think I gave her that side braid that came with Island Living. So I felt like longer hair just suited her face just a little bit nicer and made her look really pretty, and I just had a lot of fun with that. The next room that I decorated is for Mark Eagleston, I think is how you say his name, but he's the guy with the cool dreads that hair that came with this pack. He's a really cool Sim. Also came into some money. He is unemployed and he is an art lover. He is also a bookworm and cheerful. He's gregarious. He wants to be a friend of the world, and he has some gardening skills. So I put a few gardening related items in his room. And I forgot to mention, I did give, I think, each of them their own computer. I was going to say I gave Leslie her own computer because she wants to be a writer, but I think I just gave her the nicest computer. I think is what I did, but we'll see that when we get on there. For now, I'm just decorating the entryway. Not that interesting, but yeah, so Mark he wants to be a painter, so I think I also gave him an easel, and he has some logic skill too. So they're all very different Sims. They have some random skills, which I really appreciate, because sometimes pre-made Sims don't really have very many skills, or they'll have one skill, or they just, I don't know. I was happy that they each had a few different skills, but the last Sim that I decorate the room for is Alice. So I end up giving her the room that I was thinking was like the master bedroom of the build, and I did that because she's featured in the trailer, so I figured that was an easy way to decide who gets the master bedroom. So she also came into some inheritance. Why is that word so difficult? She's also unemployed, and she is creative, a music lover, and also a bookworm. So they all like books. Interesting. And she is a muser, and she wants to be a painter extraordinaire. I thought this was a bit interesting that she wanted to be a painter, but she was so into music, and all of her skills are related to music. Like she has some guitar skill, piano skill, and a violin skill. So I decided to give her music equipment in her bedroom, and I did give her an art easel, but I don't know, I feel like she should be a musician. Like she seems to be really into it. She has a lot of skills in it, so maybe the painting is more of a hobby that she wants to get really good at. I don't know, let me know what you guys think, but I really liked her room. I ended up going very purple and like black with it. I'm not really sure why, because I don't think she's wearing any purple to begin with. She kind of has this country style, but I went completely away from that in her makeover, in her bedroom. So I don't know, I feel like it suits her really nicely. I think it's kind of fun and different, and not really what I was expecting to do. So we will see that when we get onto the upstairs, but for now I am working out the living room. So they had this huge living room. I always find these long living rooms so awkward to decorate, but since the placement of the fireplace, I felt like I should have the couches centered around it. I decided to use these ones that came from Cats and Dogs. I know I probably overused them, but I just really like them, so I'm sorry. I can't help it. They're really comfy and they're cute, and I felt like they would be something that these Sims would own rather than some fancier, more Victorian looking furniture. I didn't feel like that suited them. I tried to use like a mixture of items that I would imagine they have purchased or the kind of things that they've all brought together. So kind of trying to make it look like a Victorian home with some more updated furniture into it. Hopefully that makes sense, but I think that adds to the eclectic vibe that the household is supposed to have. Over here, I do decide to place that dog artwork that came from Cats and Dogs. I thought that was really eclectic, such a cool and fun piece of artwork to have in a build for an artistic household. And then I pick out some decorations to put on the coffee table. I think I go into the debug menu later on and put a remote there too. And there I just gave them a little cat house, cat tree thing. And so I do end up giving the family a cat, or I am imagining that they have a cat. I don't think I ended up creating one when I gave them their makeover. I didn't record their makeover. By the way, I did that just in my spare time. I get a lot of questions about doing my townie makeovers for videos, but it's just something that I like to kind of keep a little bit more low key and less set in stone, because I feel like if I make a video, their makeovers are very set in stone and they have to look that way when my save file is released, because I give the makeovers like several different times. So if like we get a new object, or not object, if we get a new piece of clothing that I think fits a Sim that I've already given a makeover to, I'll go back and update it and kind of like try out new outfits. Like there's some Sims where I've given them a makeover, gave them an entirely new wardrobe, and I think it's perfect, and then I go back and look at it later and I give them, you know, all new outfits. For whatever reason, I changed my mind. So I don't want it to be so set in stone. So that's why I don't share them. And I kind of like it to be just a more relaxed thing that I do just as a bit of fun. So thought I would explain that. But here you can see there's a downstairs bathroom and the laundry room. So it's kind of weird how it's split in two. You could easily turn that room where I put the closet here in just a moment. You could turn this into a laundry room or a bathroom. What would have probably been the best solution is turn that into a tiny bathroom and then make a staircase to a basement. But I didn't really think there was a great spot to put a staircase down to a basement. I don't know. I find stairs really difficult to place in builds. I know I've mentioned this way too many times. I've probably over talked about it, but we need new staircases in the game. This is like my #1 build thing at the moment, and it has been for a while. Like I really need new staircases badly. So badly. Here I am placing a video game console. I did think it would be nice for them to be able to play some video games together and a few other decorations. But here in the upstairs landing area, I have the Don't Wake the Llama table. I hang up a tapestry. I really like this area. I think it's so cute. They get a bookcase and a plant, and also that bay window seat. I thought that looked so good in this build, and I was really happy to use it twice, because sometimes I feel like I don't always get like the perfect spot to use it. It doesn't always work with the floor plan. But yeah, I really liked using that here. And then in the hallway, there's a few random decorations, not that exciting. And then here is going to be Leslie's bathroom. So her bathroom is very similar to the downstairs one. Oh, here I remembered the matching Victorian toilet, so I want to use that. All of these bathrooms are basically the same. I copy over the counters, the shower, the toilet, and then only like a few of the decorations are different. I mean, they're all basically the same, so I do not show, I think, the other two bathrooms. So hopefully you guys don't mind, but you can see them in the screenshots. They are like all identical. But yeah, this one I did imagine Leslie would primarily use this one. It's not an ensuite, but it's close to her bedroom. I mean, the other one is just as close probably. I mean, not very far away. And that one I imagined was for Mark. But yeah, that's Leslie's bathroom. And then here I'm going to decorate her room. I decided to give her this wallpaper color and then give Alice the purple one. And then I used this bed that came from this one right here, this one that came with Cats and Dogs. I thought it was so cute with like the yellow and the pink. And so I decided just to go all out and use a lot of stuff from Cats and Dogs. And it just really kind of gave me this bohemian country feel. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like it works for her. Like I said, her makeover is a little bit boho and kind of country hippie looking, and I think it just suits her perfectly, and I absolutely love it. And I think her bedroom is just so adorable. You will see that I place a dresser in here. It also came from Cats and Dogs, but I use it in this like turquoisey mint color. It's not really turquoise, it's more of a mint, but you'll see that here in just a moment, and I think it looks so good. Like, it makes the room for me because it doesn't match anything, but yet it seems to match everything. You guys will see what I mean. Hopefully, maybe some of you guys won't like it, but if you do like it, let me know, because I think it works really nicely in here. But now I'm just picking out some decorations to put on that bookcase, just a few things. And then here is her computer desk. I guess I only gave her this computer, so maybe I didn't give her that nice of one. Maybe I will update it before I put it on the gallery, because I feel like she should probably have a really nice computer that she can get a lot of writing done. But there I just placed that dresser. Doesn't it look adorable? I was like so proud of myself for using it, because there is a swatch that matches the rest of the woods that I use in this bedroom. But I decided not to. I felt so creative, and I think it looks really cute. And then here I do pick out some artwork to put above it. I thought this painting from Base Game looked really nice and kind of abstract and a little bit eclectic, so I thought that worked really nicely. And then I placed this book holder that came from Parenthood. The green doesn't match the dresser exactly, but it kind of matched a little bit. Kind of, not really, but I thought it was cute in here anyways, and I liked the flowers on the side. And then, yeah, here I'm just picking out some more decorations to put around the room. I put some like stacks of books and some more over here on the dresser. But here in just a moment, I place a poster and I put it along the wall next to the mirror. And I do this trick that I figured out when I was building my Magnolia Theater complex. If you take one of these posters and then you take this Base Game painting and put it over top of it, they layer perfectly, and the poster actually sticks above the painting, so you can't see it at all, but the frame is still there. Yeah, I think that is such a cool trick, and it looks really good. And I was thinking that that poster wasn't a movie poster, it was like a book cover. At least I'm pretending that's what it is, and that's maybe her favorite book. But here I am moving on into Mark's room. I think his room ends up being so fun, and I feel like Mark is a really like cool guy. Like, I feel like he's into meditation and playing the guitar, and he just loves the outdoors. I mean, he doesn't have the loves outdoors trait, but I feel like he should probably, at least my vision of Mark. And I feel like he probably just takes his meditation stool out into the desert. Like, he probably does yoga too. I feel like he'd be really into that. But he takes it out into the desert and he like meditates out in the wilderness. And I think I have this like picture in mind of people that I've definitely met in real life that would go out to like Joshua Tree and camp and meditate and be one with nature. I feel like he is totally that guy, and it works perfectly for Strangerville since there's like the Joshua trees all around, and it made sense to me. So let me know if you guys agree. But here I am just picking out the side tables and some lamps. I end up using these lamps that came from Jungle Adventure. I thought they worked really nicely in here. And then I placed this hanging plant thing that we got, I think, with Movie Hangout. Are they supposed to be air plants or succulents? I haven't exactly figured it out, but I placed it there in the window since he does have some gardening skill. I felt like that would be kind of nice. I also give him a few just extra plant decorations, and I think it comes together so nice. I also gave him this wall hanging bookshelf that came from one of the updates where we got the freelancer career. I thought that looked really nice in here. I also give him his own computer desk, and I think I give him a laptop. And yeah, I kind of imagine that he carries that up, like around in his inventory. He probably doesn't always sit in here at his desk and work on the computer. I feel like it's just something he has because it's necessary to have a computer. He's not like a big computer guy. I mean, I guess he could be. It's not something that I really see him being into. But I also placed the cork board with a bunch of postcards on it. You guys probably know by now how much I love using that object. I think it looks so good. But here I did remember that I needed some laundry hampers because I got rid of the ones that were downstairs in the laundry room and replaced it with a litter box because we definitely needed one of those since I imagine that they have a cat. Maybe two. Maybe they should have two cats. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should they have two cats, one cat? Should they have a dog and a cat? I haven't exactly figured it out, but I definitely feel like they would be animal people and they need some sort of a pet. But here I am moving on into Alice's room, and I absolutely love her room. Like, it's totally different, I think, than I was originally planning on like the style for her room and like the style for her character and everything. It all was inspired basically by using this bed with the purple cover and the black frame. And so I ended up using a lot of black furniture in here because of it, but I think it just all looks so good together, and it looks, I think, different to a lot of bedrooms that I decorate. So I was definitely happy about that. And I just love her makeover. I feel like it makes her look a little bit edgier, and I don't think the country style that she originally had suited her that nicely. Maybe that's just me. Some of you guys will probably disagree, but I feel like her makeover looks really good. So I'm excited to share that with you guys, but it will be probably not until my save file is finished, because I may make some changes depending on what we get in future packs. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But here you can see I am pulling out different like hobby things. So I gave her an art easel. I also give her the keyboard, and I think maybe a guitar. I forget if I give her a guitar or not. It might just be the keyboard. And then here I'm doing that same trick that I did in Leslie's room with the posters. This time I did size them both down. And so that's really cool that it still works even if you size them down. They like layer perfectly. I'm so happy that I figured that out. And then here I do switch up the rug. I was kind of struggling with finding a rug that I really liked in her room, but I think this round one that came from Laundry Day, even though it's primarily gray, it kind of has some like pinky purple hues to it, so I thought that looked nice. But here I am finally moving on to the exterior, decorating the back balcony. I decided not to make the front balcony accessible. I did it more for the looks of the balcony rather than it being a useful space, but that would be something that would probably be really easy to change if you just wanted to move a few things around and add a door instead of a window. I think it'd be really easy. But up here they have a chess table, a seating area, a few planter pots so they can do a bit of gardening, and then down here on the lower porch I have an outdoor dining table, a few decorations. I also placed an art easel over here in this corner, so I thought that was kind of nice. And then other than that, there's not really like a whole lot of activities on the exterior. I just get like a barbecue and an outdoor dining table and a few more planter boxes. I thought about including a pool since we're in Strangerville and you know it's probably hot most of the sim year, but I don't know, I just didn't really feel like a pool suited them very nicely, so I decided not to. But of course you could add one probably really easily if you wanted to. But here I am starting with the landscaping. I thought these bushes looked so good surrounding this house because they're green and orange, and that kind of matches the exterior color scheme with the orangey woods, and then there's also the green wallpaper. I thought it looked really good. Other than that, I just used a lot of greenery, some bushes, and I don't think too many other flowers. I think I do use a few. I do go into the new live edit object mode through the debug menu and pull out some of this lavender that you can see around this particular lot, and I thought that was like so nice. I was so happy to be able to use it because that lavender looks so much better than the other lavender, in my opinion anyways, that we already have from both. I mean, we have some lavender in base game, and then we also got some in Outdoor Retreat, but this lavender, in my opinion, looks so much better. And then I decided to place this tree. I can't remember if I keep it. I think I do, but I saw off in the distance that there was this exact same tree, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to put one here on this lot. And I wouldn't probably think to use this tree because for whatever reason, I always associate that tree with mid-century styles. And so I always use it in Oasis Springs in that mid-century neighborhood. But I thought it was fun to use it here. But here you can see I did go through and place lavender all over the place. And I'm just picking out different things that I thought would suit this build, different greenery that I can see around this neighborhood and stuff. A few rocks and things. I mean, I didn't try to like overuse, I feel like, this menu, but I definitely wanted to use a few things so the build looked cohesive with its surroundings, and I think it just all tied together so nicely, and I just absolutely love it. I think landscaping and building here in this world is so much fun, and it's one of my new favorite worlds. I really enjoy building here, and yeah, hopefully you guys have liked the way this whole build came together. I think it's really cute anyways. But yeah, I think that's basically it for the landscaping. I do decorate the front porch with another seating area. I probably should have done something a little bit different, but I feel like there's not really too many things we can add on porches. It's like a seating area, a chess table. I guess I probably could have included the woodworking table. So if you guys want to include that, that would probably be a good thing. But here I'm just going through and putting some terrain paint around so all of the plants have some shadow and they feel like they're, actually grounded to the earth. I feel like this like makes landscaping is all of the terrain paint. Like if you don't have terrain paint, it always looks so awkward. And then here I am adding a barbecue and then another outdoor dining table, which probably wasn't that necessary, but I did not know what else to add back here. Because like I said, I didn't think a swimming pool suited them, and then there's no kids in this build, so then there's no playground equipment. Maybe a little garden, but I don't know. Then I have the planter boxes. I don't really know. I was kind of stumped with what I wanted to do here, and part of that I think is because this lot's really not that big. So anything I feel like would have been a little bit cramped, but either way, I think it looks really nice, and I absolutely love like the way this whole build came together, and I had so much fun building it, and thinking of the different decorations and stuff that would suit this household is always like the funnest way for me to build. So I really enjoyed this one, and hopefully you guys did enjoy it too. But here I'm just placing the final few touches to the landscaping, and then I add this table to the front, and then just a few other decorations, and then we are already onto the screenshot. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one, and hopefully you do enjoy the screenshot. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
You always said we were the good ones. Like an 18-minute thriller movie. I always knew you always meant it. But now we're standing on the bedside too. Oh, I never meant to hurt you, but I hurt you, so sorry for that. Now you need space, I get it, like you said, it's alright. So I'm counting all the days till you'll come around to show me what you found. Since breaking from this misery, I wish that you could see me now that you're gone. Cause you need to be alone, away from our chemistry. I just hope you'll end up knowing that I'm meant to last. I'm counting all the days till you come around. Or will you come around? Will you come around? Oh, believe me, we're the good ones. You know I always got your back. So please don't tell me that I broke us, cause I could never live with that. Oh, I never meant to hurt you, but I hurt you, so sorry for that. Now you need space, I get it, like you said, it's alright. So I'm counting all the days till you come around to show me what you found. Since breaking from this misery, I wish that you could see me now that you're gone. Cause you need to be alone, away from our chemistry. I just hope you'll end up knowing that I'm meant to last. I'm counting all the days till you come around. Or will you come around? Or will you come around? Oh, I never meant to hurt you. Or will you come around? You always said we were the good ones.